Yo, what's poppin', man? Whew. Bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. Let's get a few more people in here before we get started, man. It's a lot to talk about. Cheyenne, what's good, bro? First one in here was popping. Appreciate you. How you feel about that game? Where Faker Nation LeBron fanboys hiding at? Man, you know they was hate watching. They was hate watching. They saw Steph go down and they got super excited, man. They was like, "Oh, this is it," and then we still won. So who knows, man? Yo, mic check real quick. Is the sound good? Is the audio good? Is the camera good? Give me feedback right now. Is anything off before we get started? Minnesota blew their golden opportunity when Steph went down. Man, this is all going to come down to what news we got. Looking good with the fresh cut, my man. HVH, I appreciate you, bro. LNS, what's poppin'? Jim D's, what's good, bro? All right, man, we in this thing. Got my people in here. We in this. Let's get started, man. Yeah, man. So Steph Curry pulls his left hamstring. Obviously, we have no idea how long he's going to be out. We have no idea the severity of the pull. With any hamstring, even if it's a mild grade 1, every hamstring grade is a partial tear. Is at least a partial tear. So hamstrings are never good news, man. Hamstrings are it's like one of the worst injuries an athlete can get. Besides, obviously, career-altering injuries like Achilles and stuff like that. Just in terms of just like injuries that you just don't want to get, is a hamstring is definitely up there because your hamstring affects your movement in pretty much every way. So Steph is for sure missing game 2, like without a doubt, especially with the fact that the Warriors won. Like whether the Warriors won or not, Steph was not going to play game 2 no matter what. It's just not. If you get a hamstring, if you pull your hamstring, you're missing at least, the way I look at least 5 days. And unfortunately for the Warriors, the schedule, these games are every other day until game 6. That's absolutely insane. Adam Silver, bro, isn't like the best product you can possibly put on a court for fans the end goal? Why did you set the schedule to where these games are every other day until game 6? That's insane. It makes no sense. Like it makes no sense, man. And it's like I know the Warriors are coming off of playing in game 7. I know it's their fault that they didn't take care of business and in that series earlier against the Rockets, and now they're in a situation where they have to play the Timberwolves off of 1 day of rest. But I feel like when you're switching series, even if one of the series goes 7, it should be at least 2 days of rest, like bare minimum. Just for the sake of the players, is that too much to ask? Just 2 days of rest, 1 day for travel, and then the next day to just kind of get ready for the game and rest. Like having one off day in between exhausting game 7 and you're in Minnesota for game 1. That just sounds crazy to me. But, you know, who knows if Steph pulls his hamstring if he's not playing this early on a turnaround. If there's 2 days of rest in between, maybe Steph doesn't pull his hamstring. From the league's perspective, you would want to avoid stuff like this. Steph's your biggest cash cow. He's the biggest show on television. And he might potentially, miss the rest of the series because of this ridiculous schedule. Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the live show. I hope y'all caught my series preview. If you haven't, go check that out. Go show us some love, man. Stay Farm, what's poppin'? Shogo, what's good, bro? I see you. Lana Third, I see you, bro. Appreciate y'all. Endless, I see you, brother. Tyrone, what's up, bro? Haircut is fresh, by the way. Y'all showing love with the cut, man. You know, who was rocking with me when I had long hair? Who's been around in the other era when I had the singles? I used to rock the. I never really rocked the afro on camera, but I had the singles coming down. I'd rock cornrows every now and then. That's a different topic. But yeah, I'm going to fresh cut, clean look for this little era of my life, I guess. Anyways, Lil Kenny, I see you. So we got a lot to talk about, man. So Steph Curry had a great start to the game. What do you have? 13 points on... Steph started the game with like 13 points. I think he was 5 of 9 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3. And this is with McDaniels just bear hugging him the entire first quarter, just blatantly fouling him. All these teams are gonna do the same thing, man. All they're gonna do is foul. They just gonna hold them and just pray and just hope and just pray for the best. That's the only way they can even attempt to guard a 37-year-old man out there, is just to hold him. Like, this dude McDaniels is a 6'10" wing. Athletic 6'10" wing in his mid-20s. And his only hope to guard a 37-year-old man that's 7 inches shorter than him is to just hold on for dear life. And you still can't guard him. For those of y'all that watched my season preview, what did I tell y'all? I told y'all McDaniels can't guard Steph. That's one of the first things I talked about in this series with the matchups. I said McDaniels cannot guard Steph. Going from Amen Thompson guarding Steph to McDaniels was going to have Steph super loose. It's going to have him. It's going to be night and day. It's not even close. Amen Thompson just might be a dude that's going to be in a running for DPOY every year. Every year. He might not win it, but he's going to be one of those dudes that's always first team on defense. Always top 5 finishing DPOY. And he's only like, what is he, 22 or something like that? Amen Thompson is a phenomenal defender. Steph admitted after this series was over, this was the toughest defensive team he's ever played against. A lot of that has to do with Amen Thompson and the Warriors and the Rockets' defensive scheme. Their personnel around Amen Thompson was great. A lot of athletes. Going from that to this is comical. You got McDaniels out there fighting for his life. Steph got more open looks this game than the last 3 games of the Rockets series combined. Easily. And he only played half the first quarter. Do y'all not understand how lucky the Timberwolves are that Steph went down with that injury? The way things are looking, this would have been a 5-game series. The Warriors would have won this game, obviously. They might have got greedy and won the next game. And then it's back to the Bay for the next 2. This could have been a 5-game series with OKC and Denver fighting for their lives, hopefully going to 7. And maybe the Warriors can recoup some of that rest advantage for the Western Conference Finals. And then this injury happens and just spoils everything, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Yo, my boy Simmons, what's poppin'? Yo, Danny B, I see y'all. That's my dogs right there, man. Christian said big dubs from the Warriors. Hoping Steph is back quick. Yeah, man, it's going to be hamstrings are tough. Like, until we get more information and we know what grade it is, we can only assume he's out at least a week, bare minimum. And since these games are every other day, what's that? 3 games? I think me personally, I think he's gonna be out bare minimum the next 2 games. Bare minimum. I don't think we see Steph until at least game 4 at the earliest. At the earliest, and even then, that might be considered rushing him back. Now, look, I'm not a doctor. Don't hold me to it. I'm literally just out here, kind of just going off of what I've seen from hamstring injuries in sports, specifically like in the NBA. It's not something. It's not something that you can rush back from, and it's not something you should rush back from. Because if you try to rush somebody back too soon, guess what's gonna happen? They're either gonna re-pull it and they're out for even longer, or they're gonna overcompensate that injury and they're gonna pull a calf. They're gonna have a calf strain or something else. You don't want to rush back from a hamstring injury, bro, because players will subconsciously they won't even know it. They won't even like realize it, but they'll try to overcompensate in other areas of their body, and their biometrics are off, and then all of a sudden you got a pulled calf or something, man. IA, thank you for the donation, bro. Without Steph, cashed out my parlay, wasn't confident. Oh yeah, man, it's over those parlays, bro. My boy Simmons, I appreciate the donation, brother. Need a dub to score over 102, but I'll take the W. Gambling fans up in here, man. Gambling dubs, bro. Yeah, man. I stopped my parlay. My parlay run was my parlay run was over after the first few months of the regular season, man. Man, I appreciate y'all for showing love. Danny B said, Pat Spencer throwing up sky hooks. Yo, shout out to Pat Spencer, man. Pat Spencer can hoop. I don't know about y'all, but I think Pat Spencer's pretty nice. Like I like at first it's just like, all right, he's an end of bench third string PG, but hey man, he's looked better than Moody at times in the playoffs. Like we're talking about this ain't like a random regular season game here and there. We're talking about like the playoffs, and he's looked better than Moody at times. I don't know what's going on with Moody. His shot looks disgusting right now. He's missing, and he's missing bad. I don't know if he's shook. I don't know if he's nervous. I don't know if he's scared to make a mistake. But his shots have been off. He hasn't been great defensively. His decision making has taken a little bit of a downturn. It's not looking good for Moody, man. He might, if he's losing minutes to Pat Spence. First of all, if Pat Spencer is taking minutes from Moody, who was a 14th overall pick 4 years ago, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, pass the dog. Need Moody on the corner. The thing with Moody in the corner is I don't really trust him from there right now. Moody has been off from all over the court, man. Moody's been dunking, probably hurt his wrist. No one's talking about it. Hey man, everybody's hurt, bro. Everybody got an injury. Everybody got a wrist this, a strain that. I ain't trying to hear those excuses. Detective Pat is a better pause without the 3-point shooting. That is crazy. Detective Pat is crazy. Man. Definitely can't expect Wolves to miss as many shots as they did. Yeah. The Warriors banking this W was essential because, like I said, Steph might be out at least the next 2 games. He could be out the whole series. We honestly don't know. So banking this game was essential because the Wolves started the game off. They shot 0 for 15 from 3 to start the game. They didn't make their first 3-pointer until the third quarter. Like, they're not going to shoot like that any other game in the series. The Warriors caught the Wolves. I don't know what they were doing in their off time after they beat the Lakers. I don't know if they were just at home chilling, if they wasn't taking practice seriously. I don't know. But they came in hot. Well, actually, the Warriors came in hot, took their lunch money, and the T-Wolves was just caught them lacking, bro. Caught them lacking. They wasn't ready to hoop. If the Warriors didn't get this win, I would be saying right now, yeah, the series is over. Like if the Warriors choked this win after the T-Wolves started off 0 for 15, what do they have at halftime? 32 points. And Edwards had 1 point at halftime. He was like 0 for 8. Nas Reed didn't turn to KD yet at halftime. Like I was like, yo, if they lose this game, the series is literally over. So at least with this win, we don't know how long Steph is going to be out, but they at least bought themselves some time. So now, I I don't expect them to win game 2 without Steph. Honestly, I know they won this game majority without Steph. I expect the T-Wolves to come out desperate and see an opportunity with Steph out. They're not. I don't see the Timberwolves losing game 2. So with that being said, this series is more than likely going to be 1-1 going back to the Bay. If you lose this game, you're probably down 0-2 going back to the Bay, and Steph still might not be ready to play. Yeah, that would have been the series would have been over if they didn't win this game. So Buddy Hield, man. Buddy Hield with a 22-point second half. I said it after the game 7. Buddy Hield. I said it after game 3 of the Rockets series, and then game 7. Buddy Hield is slander. He's immune from slander. You will not catch me slandering Buddy Hield the rest of the season, the rest of the playoffs. He's a made man. He's already earned his keep. His contract is already worth it. He's extended our playoff run. If he doesn't come through in game 7, the Warriors, who knows, man? Who knows? This game, with Steph out in the first quarter, Buddy Hield turns into prime Klay Thompson without the defense and has a 22-point second half. He had a 16-point third quarter. Buddy Hield is the lifeline. Jimmy Butler's still injured, obviously. He's moving a little better than when his first game back from the injury, but he's obviously still hobbled. He's not 100%. Jimmy's praying for somebody else to step up. He can't do it by himself. He can't just put his head down and get to the rim and take contact and just muscle his way to 15 free throw attempts. He can't do it. Not with his injury. It's just not realistic. Like, we can all say, yo, Jimmy, be more aggressive. And I've been saying that too. Yo, Jimmy, we need more. And you want to see that. But at the end of the day, we can all agree Jimmy probably knows his body more than anybody. We can all agree Jimmy ain't trying to lose his games, but he's also trying to pace himself. So when he's not being aggressive in the fourth quarter when Steph's out and he's being passive, it's probably because he don't got it. And he needs somebody else to help out. So shout out to Buddy Hield for being that other option. Shout out to Buddy Hield for he's clutch, man. He's coming up big, man. Buddy Hield, the thing about Buddy Hield, he's been in the league like over a decade, and he's never really had playoff experience like that. He was in the playoffs with the Sixers. What was that, 2 seasons ago or last season? He's in the playoffs with the Sixers. I think he started the playoffs on the bench, like getting no PT, and then he eventually made his way into the lineup, got some minutes here and there. But Buddy Hield's never really had any playoff experience like that. So to see him show up like this and etch his name in Warriors lore. Now, I mean, the Warriors got to finish it off and win a championship for him to be in the lore, but you know what I mean. He's coming up big. He's making some memorable moments. He's leaving an imprint on his season for sure. So shout out to Buddy Hield. JK. Oh yeah, JK had a. So Steve Kerr played like 10 guys, and I believe the first quarter it was 10 guys out there. He had off the bench. He played GP2. He played Gee. He played Looney, and he played Post. Did he play somebody else? I can't remember who else he played, but that's like 9 guys already, and that's before Steph got injured. So then Steph got injured. We saw some, and then Kuminga got his opportunity. So Kuminga's in the game, and it started off rough. Not gonna lie, Kuminga, it was rough, man. It was one play that everybody was like pointing out. Not gonna lie, it was pretty bad. So he had a post up on Dante DiVincenzo on a left block, or the right. I think it was the right block, posting up Dante. GP2 was cutting down middle, relatively wide open, basic read. It's one of those you got to make that pass type passes. He didn't make the pass. He saw GB2 cut through, stared him dead in the soul as he cut through, decided to keep the ball and attack what he deemed a mismatch against Dante DiVincenzo. I think Warrior fans, we all remember Dante DiVincenzo. Dante's pretty tough, man. Like I know he's small, but that's not necessarily an easy post up. Like Dante has a lower center of gravity. He's pretty strong. Like he be fighting. He's scrappy. That's not necessarily a clear out mismatch type of post up opportunity for Kuminga. Like if I'm the Timberwolves, I would gladly live with that. Kuminga posting up Dante, like I'd live with that. I'm not bringing help. If Kuminga kills you, posting up Dante a few times a game, he kills you. But I wouldn't even bring help. So the miscalculation for Kuminga was thinking, oh, this is a mismatch. I'm gonna instead of cutting to the open man, instead of cutting to the open slasher, cutting to the rim, I'm gonna keep it to attack this quote unquote mismatch. That's not a mismatch. So he kept it. He got down to the post, tried to back him down. He didn't move him much. He moved him a little bit, but didn't move him much. Dante stood his ground. The shot ended up turning into I don't even know what it was. It was like a little push shot, like a half post turn push shot, whatever it was. Didn't look great. Didn't go in. Bad shot. Bad read. Poor play. So that was the main part that stood out. It was a little rough. I think it was at one point Steve Kerr called a timeout and was just barking at Kuminga. He had did something else that had Steve Kerr livid. His first stint wasn't great, and he did turn around in his second stint in the second half was a little better. He had one nice cut off of, I believe it was Draymond, who got 2 feet in the paint, and then he did a back pass to Kuminga slashing. Great timing for Kuminga to make that cut, make that read. Got the 2 points. He also hit a corner 3 off of Jimmy driving baseline. It was kind of relatively, he was moving a little bit like a movement 3 slightly to the corner. So he knocked it down, big shot. He ended the game with 7 points. I believe it was a -9. So it was a mixed bag, you know. I do think Steve Kerr has to play Kuminga though. Like you gotta take a little bit of the good with the bad. Obviously have that leash to where if it's going bad, you don't want to like punt the game. You gotta make adjustments, but you have to give him some opportunity to get comfortable and give you something. Because without Steph, I'm telling you, this offense is gonna be putrid. Like it's not gonna be pretty. They gotta let JK. You gotta let him get a little bit more of a rope, and he needs to the post ups. Somebody needs to tell him that posting up Dante is not. That's not a positive matchup. That's not a good matchup. Dante's not a punk, bro. Like he's not. But I just concede. He's not gonna concede ground like that easily. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna see more JK next game in the rest of this series. The Warriors need his offense. I also think he did look better at times during his game when Butler wasn't in the game and JK was basically, all right, Butler goes out, JK comes in and immediately just plugs into Butler's spot as like that big wing hub, offensive hub, whatever. And just kind of, it looked decent. But the minutes next to Butler definitely still need a little work. Yeah, man, I want to get mad at Kuminga because it's just like really some plays where it's just like, bro, this is literally why Kerr doesn't play you. Like this is literally why you get benched. Like missing that read, it's certain plays where it's like, Kuminga, bro, I know you want to cook. I know when you come in the game, you want to get yours. You want to cook. But you cannot miss those basic reads, bro. You can't. Conley looking old. I mean, yeah, man, the man's just 38. I'm surprised Conley's still a starter on a playoff team in 2025. Like, I mean, obviously Steph's old, but Steph. Like, he's him, one of one. Mike Conley, he's always been a solid player, Back in his prime, he was like, a lower end borderline like all-star sub. If so, like a few all-star point guards get injured, he'd be like he's always been a decent player. But the fact that he's still a starter on a playoff team is kind of crazy. But yeah, he's looking old. He's not doing much out there. He's just like a vet, steady in presence and all that good stuff. Guy Santos appearance. We got some Guy Santos minutes. I think Guy put him out there specifically to match up with Naz Reid in terms of like size. He looked decent. I think he only played like 3 minutes, but he looked okay. Rudy Gobert. I think to start the game, the T-Wolves did not go to a drop coverage. They had Gobert come up on the Steph screens and whatnot. They wasn't conceding the drop coverage, which sounds obvious, but you would be surprised with teams just kind of live with drop coverages and make adjustments after they're getting fried. So they the T-Wolves didn't go to that off rip. Yeah, man. Oh, shout out to IA for a donation. Every Steph injury, the team gets a Zinkai boost. I think it's just like that added sense of urgency, that added scrappiness, because it's like, all right, we gotta win this for Steph. We gotta hold it down. You wanna do right and kind of pull this one out for Steph and not have him feel like he has to rush back. It's like now it's a little bit of a cushion. It's only one game in between these games, so I mean, you only buying yourself a little bit of a cushion, but it's better than losing and playing from behind off rip. So, yo, my guy Nelson's in here. What's up, dog? Am I tripping, or was it post DNP? I didn't see him on the court. I believe Post had one stint, and then it was back to the bench for him. I don't think Steve liked the matchup when Naz Reid came in. He didn't like that for Post, and I'm not. I think there's a spot for Post to match up against Rudy and drag him out from the paint. But also Draymond, as you can see, the difference in even though the T-Wolves are a quote unquote big team, they got the Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle front line. They got Naz Reid off the bench. He's 6'10". Jaden McDaniels is 6'10". They're a bigger team than the Warriors, but there's a huge difference between the T-Wolves as a big team and the Rockets, especially when the Rockets go to the Sengun Adams front court. As you can see, Gobert, he will get some offensive rebounds every now and then, but he's not about to be killing you like Adams was, where Adams just drops his anchor in the paint and it's just like you can't move this dude, bro. Like Gobert, even when he does get some offensive rebounds, he's kind of soft. You can poke the ball away from him. You can strip him. You can rip him. The play, when Adams gets the offensive rebound, you're not taking the ball from him. It's a wrap. The moment that the ball gets anywhere in the vicinity of his hands, he vacuums that shit in, bro. He just vacuums it in. Pause, and then it's a wrap. He got the ball. A lot of jersey grabs from both teams. Oh yeah. You already know how they gonna guard the Warriors, man. I think the underrated thing, the Warriors defense is just ridiculous. The Warriors, obviously the T-Wolves were missing a lot of shots. I believe in the regular season, the T-Wolves are they were fourth in the league in made threes, and no. Yeah, they were fourth in the league in made threes and fifth in the league in 3-point percentage for the regular season. So they're a pretty good shooting team. Everybody in the rotation besides Gobert can hit a three. You got Mike Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Randle. Their whole starting five can hit a three besides Gobert. They play 3 dudes off the bench. Dante, Alexander Walker, and Naz Reid, they can all shoot too. So their entire lineup and rotation can hit threes besides one guy. So the fact that they started the game off 0 for 15 was a gift from the heavens. That the Warriors, it would have been bad if they didn't capitalize on this blessing. Because I promise you that the T-Wolves are not going to go 0 for 15 to start another game in the series. It's not happening. Julius Randle is not an intelligent player. He can score, but playoff stakes, you see his IQ low. I think Randle Randall's kind of like a similar player to Kuminga. I mean, he's more polished because he's a vet. He's been in the league for how long? Like, what, 7, 8 years? But you can kind of like, you can trick Randall. You can like bait him into charges. Randall's like the easiest lick in the league to draw charges. Once he puts his head down and he just like tries to like go into like, oh, I'm gonna like run somebody over, get to the rim, he's gonna run somebody over. And if you set up for a charge, he's not stopping. He ain't stopping. He's gonna run you right over, easy turnover. Let's put a counter on how many charges Paz draws on Julius Randle this series. I'm putting the over under on at least 3. At least 3. But it could be more than that because Randle, he do be having some high assist games. He has. It's funny because like he's one of those players to where, yeah, he does get assists. He does find like driving kick opportunities for teammates in the corners, but he also has like tunnel vision too. It's like he has like selective good vision. It's like sometimes he'll see the court and he'll make the right play, but a lot of the times once he decides to put his head down and drive to the rim, he has tunnel vision and it's a charge. He's just out of control. It's just a mixed bag with that guy. Andre Johnson, do you think the Warriors defense played a part of the Warriors 5 or 29 from 3? Yeah, I mean the Warriors, I haven't looked at the numbers, but I would assume they're like probably the best defense of the playoffs so far, if not the second best, third best. Their defense is elite. They've had the best defense in the league since the All-Star break. That's a pretty big sample size. You're talking about from like February, from mid-February to May. It's a pretty big sample size. Like this is an elite defense. So it definitely plays a contributing factor. But also the T-Wolves are missing a lot of threes. A lot of decent looks. Like I said, most of their roster, most of their lineup, most of the guys they play are capable of hitting threes. They're capable of hitting some tough threes too. Naz Reid. I said in my preview that Naz Reid be looking like prime KD sometimes against the Warriors. And for the majority of this game, he didn't. I was like, okay, Naz Reid is doing the same thing. He's chilling tonight. We're not playing against KD tonight. Naz Reid is chilling. The fourth quarter rolls around. This dude makes his transformation. He transforms before my very eyes. He's prime KD. He can't miss all of a sudden. He's knocking him down. He's just everywhere. And I think they showed a stat. They showed like a graphic on TV, man. This dude was like had like a true shooting of like 80% or like something crazy in fourth quarters. So this dude's like some little fake assassin in fourth quarters. Like he's like one of the best like fourth quarter scorers, most efficient fourth quarter scorers in the league right now in the playoffs, I think. It's crazy. Naz Reid, besides Ant, Naz Reid puts the most fear in my heart. More so than Julius Randle. Like I fear Naz Reid way more than I fear Julius Randle because I know Randle, all his advantages, they don't work on Jimmy Butler and Draymond. Those are the two main guys who's going to be matched up with Randle. Mostly Jimmy Butler. And it's a little tougher for Jimmy Butler because of his injury. So his core strength probably ain't as stout as it would usually be. He's because of the pelvic injury and whatnot, contusion. But Randle, the two ways he usually scores is when the opposing defense has a defender on him that's bigger than him, like a slow-footed big, and Randle can just blow right past him because he has a decent first step for a guy his size. He has a little bit of a handle, has a decent first step. He'll blow past him, get to the rim, wreak havoc. Or if the defense tries to put like a smaller like-size guy on him to protect against the blow-by, and then Randle just goes to the post and bullies him. He just bludgeons them, and then he just wreaks havoc that way. With Jimmy Butler, he can't blow past him. Jimmy Butler's a wing. You're not just gonna blow past Jimmy Butler if you're Randle. And then it's all right. Let me just post him up. All right, well, Jimmy Butler's one of the strongest wings in the league. He's extremely strong. You're not about to just cave Jimmy Butler's chest in and then do like 8 like power dribbles in a post and like back him down, and just it's not happening. It's not happening. Randle ain't like that. He ain't like that. So that's a tough matchup for Randle. And then everything I just explained, it's the same. It's the same as apply for Draymond. Randle can't blow past Draymond. He can't cave his chest in. So Randle, it's tough. It's tough for him. It's a tough matchup for him. It's definitely a tough matchup for him. Nas Reed, on the other hand, he's 6'10". He can shoot over people. He has a quick base, he has a quick release where he just gets it off quick at his height. If he catches fire, it's tough, man. Sometimes he comes off of screens, bombing. He's a streaky player, but at his size and with his talent, it's not a good matchup for the Warriors. The Warriors had Looney guarding him, and I think Looney, for the most part, he held up pretty solidly. I think he did better than I was expecting. But Nasri is definitely the matchup I'm not particularly a fan of. Let's put it like that. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for showing up, man. JS Win, I see you, bro. The body type of defensive players the Warriors got are ideal to switch on to Edwards and Randle. We got 5 defenders who can guard either of those guys good. I don't know about 5, but they got at least 2 with Jimmy and Draymond, and that's basically all you need. If I remember correctly, I think Kuminga had some stints guarding Randle back when Randle was on the New York Knicks. I think this was in either year 1 or 2 for Kuminga, where he was matched up against Randle, and he held up. If I remember correctly, he held up pretty good defensively against Randle. So that might be something the Warriors can look at as well with Kuminga. Can't stand when people hate watch the game. It always F's the stream up. All the traffic of haters. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, the Warriors have done a lot of winning over the past decade, so they got a lot of people that hate watch. A lot of people that want to see their downfall. I don't know if y'all saw these stats, but Game 7, Warriors Rockets Game 7 was the most streamed, I think, first round game since 2009. Something like that. Some crazy stat. Obviously, a lot of that is people want to tune in to watch Steph Curry. He has a lot of fans, but a lot of that was people hate watching because they wanted to see Steph choke a 3-1 lead. I'm telling you, it was so many dudes tuned in with their little grimy little paws, just praying that Steph chokes a 3-1 lead so they can get their jokes off. Especially LeBron fans were tuned in. Them dudes, LeBron got bounced in the first round in 5 games. They was like, I'm leaving here with something. They was fiending for Steph to get to go out and lose a 3-1 lead and choke. They wanted to take the Warriors down with them because they was getting roasted and they was getting clowned because LeBron was getting roasted, going down in 5 games. Then he had the fake MCL strain, yada yada yada, whatever. But I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. That MCL strain, that's the same injury Steph played through in 2016, the same one. And what did the NBA world tell you? If you're on a court, you're healthy. Doesn't matter. If you're on a court, you're healthy. Steph was playing through a sprained MCL. And dudes told him, doesn't matter, you're healthy because you're on a court. So with the LeBron stuff, after they got bounced in 5, of course he had to have his little excuse ready to go. He sent that to all the reporters, all the media. Sprained MCL. Sorry, bro, no one cares. Even if you did have a sprained MCL, according to your fans, according to the media, according to the NBA world, if you're on a court, you're healthy. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. No one cares. You still got bounced to 5. Anyways. Ballpark estimate if you think Curry comes back depending on how bad the injury is. I mean, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't just estimate that based off of anything because I don't know. We got to see how severe the sprain is. Even a grade 1 sprain, which is the least. The grade 1 is the least damage done. Is still a partial tear. So I would say bare minimum he's out 5 days. Bare minimum. And even then, you're rushing him back if you try to bring him back before that. So I know Steve Kerr in a post-game presser said Steph's out at least the next game. I think it's safe to say Steph's out at least the next 2 or 3 games. We probably the next 2 for sure. We'll see about game 4. I just don't, excuse me. I just don't see. It's a strain, not a sprain. Yeah, that's what I said. I said strain, right? Yeah. If I said sprain, my bad. That's not what I tried to say. I meant to say strain. Yeah, a strain is like a partial tear, even if it's a grade 1. At least he didn't go down. Curry walked off at least. Yeah, but hamstrings are tough, man. Grade 1 possible 6 to 9 days. Yeah, I mean that sounds about realistic. That sounds about right. And it's not just something that you can just be like, yo, he's tough. He can just play through it. Like, just get him back out there as soon as possible. Nah, man. If you rush somebody back with a hamstring injury, like I said earlier in the stream, they're going to subconsciously, unintentionally try to overcompensate in other areas of their body. They can overcompensate with their calves, and now you got like a calf strain. It just leads to trouble or they'll just re-injure it, and it's even worse now. Now it's a grade 2. You rush it back from like a grade 1 strain, now it's a grade 2. It tears even more. So you can't rush him back. He's coming back when his body is ready to come back. And even when he comes back, who knows if he might not be 100% when he comes back. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Good analysis as usual. Have you considered doing live games, play-by-play announcer type show? A ton of people are watching live now because it's so expensive to watch the game. I don't know, man. If y'all want me to do like some live shows, I can. The thing is, like, I don't know how fun that'll be for y'all because I'll be locked into the game. And two, I got to take notes, obviously, during the game for my shows or for my videos. So I haven't done it yet. I haven't tried it, going like live during the game. I don't know how entertaining that'd be while I'm trying to take notes and also like entertain you guys and all that. But if enough people are interested in that, y'all gotta let me know, and maybe that's something to consider going forward. So if the demand is there, we might be able to make something happen. By the way, if y'all having a good time, man, like the video right now. Everybody that's in here, like the video. I'm watching, like it right now. I'm serious. It helps a lot, and it just shows me that you guys like this type of content, and it boosts the algorithm. So that's good, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Anyways, Steve Botch said, out for sure game 2. Good thing they won. Warriors now look like 2023 Heat minus Steph Curry. Yeah, man. He's definitely out game 2. I would say it for sure game 3 as well. Got to steal game 2 as well. I'm not too hopeful, bro, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not just going to be just like overreactionary and be like, oh yeah, the T-Wolves are trash. They can't even beat the Warriors without Steph. Like, they're about to steal game. Nah, man. The T-Wolves, they got caught with their pants down. The Warriors caught them lacking. They wasn't locked in. And here's another thing. Here's another reason why I woke up this morning feeling pretty good about the game. I was like, man, like the short turnaround is tough, but I'm feeling pretty good because last night the Nuggets were playing. So the Nuggets are coming off of playing a game 7 with the Clippers. And then they had a quick turnaround with one day off and played the OKC, who swept the Grizzlies. So OKC's been off for I think it's 8 days. OKC's off for 8 days, right? Denver is coming off a tough game. Well, not a tough game 7. They smoked the Clippers, but you know what I mean. Like they're coming off a game 7. So then, even though OKC has a rest advantage, they're not as sharp. Denver's coming off a game 7. You gotta be locked in to not only win a game 7, but to win convincingly. So they're still in that rhythm, that locked in rhythm. They're still, they're sharp. OKC on the other hand, you could practice as much as you want. Like I know the announcers were reporting how OKC said they were having these these intense practices that simulate games, and they're like having these tour days and practice was intense, all that stuff. That's yada yada yada, man. You can't simulate a playoff game. You can't. I don't care what kind of practice you run in. I don't care how many times a day you practice. You can't simulate a playoff game. And if you're off for 8 days, like OKC was, and you're playing against an opponent that just played 2 days ago, they're very more than likely going to be more sharp than you. It's just human nature. It's just how it goes. So I was like, okay, the Warriors are coming in. They got this 1 day. They only got 1 day of rest, and they're flying directly from Houston straight to Minnesota. That's crazy, right? Minnesota's been off since Wednesday. So the Warriors are going to be the more sharper team. Let's see how that looks in game one. I woke up feeling pretty good, especially after seeing the Nuggets upset OKC in game one. I was like, okay, let's see how this looks. I'm feeling pretty good. And then, so yeah, that's what happened. The Warriors were they were the more locked in, more sharper team, more united team, and they took advantage. So I highly doubt the T-Wolves are going to come out in game two with the same level of, I don't even know how to describe what they did in game one. They were just not locked in, bro. Don't sleep on the Wolves, but please don't sleep on the Warriors. Curry's been holding back the bench, and I think they have something to prove. I mean, I'm not sleeping on the Warriors. I'm just being like realistic and just seeing it from both sides of the perspective, you know. The Warriors could have something to prove all they want, but without Steph, the Timberwolves are the more talented team. That's just what it is. They were the higher seed this year. They got Edwards, who's a superstar. Jimmy Butler's injured. He's playing through an injury. The T-Wolves are the more talented team without Steph. And they're going to be at home for game two. So, you got to... And they're going to be the more desperate team now. The Warriors, even though they're not going to intentionally do it, sometimes they let their foot off the gas after they win a big game. We've all seen it for years. They win a big game, and you think, all right, this next game, they're gonna put their foot on their neck, and they're gonna take this dominant position in a series or win a series, and then they come out and have a stinker. Subconsciously, I don't know if it's just like contentness. I don't know what it is, but to be honest with you, I'm not expecting them to win game two. But the good news is, no matter what, regardless of what happens, whether they win or lose game two, they're walking out of Minnesota with a split, which means they're going back to the Bay with home court no matter what. So that's the good news. And that's why winning this game was essential, because the Warriors have home court regardless of the outcome of game two. So you just got to hope that's enough. You hope going up 1-0 was enough of a padding in the series to hold off the Wolves until Steph comes back and hopefully close them out. It sucks because if Steph didn't get injured, this series literally could have been a 5-game series. And now it's probably going to go 7 games. It's probably going to go 7 games because I think Steph is probably going to miss, the next two games at least. So it's tough. If Buddy stays in Terminator mode, Jimmy pulls up plus 26 game 2, we got a shot. Yeah, I'm not going to pencil in Buddy Hield to just have 22-point halves in games and go off for like 30 bombs in other game 7s. All these, look, it's great. What we're getting from Buddy is great, but I'm not penciling him in for those performances. The difference between penciling him in for that and not expecting much and all that stuff is he's not a star. With stars, you expect them to have performances like that consistently. But he's not a star. He's a role player. You might get, tonight you got a 22-point second half. The next game, you quite literally might get 3 points from him. That's not a knock on him. He's a role player. He's inconsistent. It's as simple as that. If Buddy was capable of just putting together consistent games like tonight, every night, he'd be an all-star. He'd be a star, but he's not. So and also it's a road game. I'm just not penciling in Buddy for nothing like that, bro. If he does come through, it's found money. it's found money. But I'm just grateful Buddy Hield got us this dub. Warriors gonna have to muddy the waters next few games to have a chance. I mean, yeah, the Warriors are definitely gonna have to make it a rock fight. If they try to, they're gonna have to slow it down a little bit and make it a rock fight, man. They don't have the talent offensively anymore without Steph to really like go get up and down with this T-Wolves team. So they're gonna have to slow things down a little bit, play some Jimmy ball. I know Jimmy, I know you ain't fully healthy, but hey man, you're gonna have to give us a little more. So we'll see. Third Eye Gang said, yeah, we wouldn't even have Buddy if he was a star. Exactly. Warriors just dealt with the dirtiest team in the NBA, so T-Wolves were easy. Yeah, the difference between the Rockets defense and this Timberwolves defense is comedy. It's absolute comedy. Like, did y'all see how? And this is with McDaniels just bear hugging Steph. The entirety of all the minutes McDaniels was guarding him, he was just bear hugging him. Steph had more open looks in the half a quarter he played this game than he did in the last 3 games of the Houston series. It's crazy. This would have been an all-time series for Steph. He would have destroyed the T-Wolves, man. They have no answers. All their bigs are barbecue chicken. McDaniels is barbecue chicken. They ain't got nobody for him. They have nobody for him. This would have been an all-time Steph series, man. It's very unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. Paz and Moody, man. Yeah, Paz and Moody both got to step up. That's one area where the Warriors are probably going to drop some games because thankfully Buddy has been able to kind of fill in and make up for the fact that Paz and Moody have been dropping stinkers offensively. But if you have a Buddy game where he's not giving you a 22-point second half when Steph goes down, and you look over at Moody, he got 0 points, 0 for 5. Shots are hitting the side of the backboard or they're bad bricks, bad clanks. You got Pods, who's not doing much offensively besides dribbling the air out of the ball a little bit and then passing to Jimmy on the 3-point line where he doesn't want to grab the ball. I don't know, man. It's tough, bro. Like, those two got to step up. Pods does enough other things to where you can kind of not live with it, but he gets a little more of leeway because, number one, he's a ball handler. And that's essential because Steph's 37, Jimmy's 35, and they're both playing through injury. Steph's playing through a thumb injury. Jimmy's playing through what he's playing through. Teams are playing super physical with Steph especially. You don't need Steph and Jimmy like walking the ball up against pressure. The other team is fouling, trying to bang them up. Nah, you need Pods out there. The young buck, he can walk the ball up. He can dribble against the pressure. He can exert that extra energy that you don't need Steph doing. You don't need Steph exerting energy walking the ball up the court, and then the man has to run around the court the entire possession. Like, it's insane. So you need Pods out there. He's a ball handler. He usually doesn't turn the ball over, so he's out there. He's making the simple passes. He does hold the ball a little long at times, which is like kind of annoying. But for the most part, he's not out there taking ill-advised shots. He's taking some decent looks, and he's holding up defensively. Pods is a good defender. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I know he doesn't look like it. I know he's not athletic. Pods is a solid defender. I would even go as far as saying he's a good defender. He's just super fundamentally smart. Positionally, he knows where to be. He knows how to execute. That's the biggest thing, execution. You could tell Pods Pods studies film. And it's obvious because, against certain players with the scouting report, when the scouting report is like force him left, you know, with certain players like James Harden, for example, or like Lou Williams, or just some players where it's like us as fans watching the game, watching these dudes for years, we know their scouting report. It's like, yo, force that dude left, or sit on that dude's right hand, or sit on that dude's spin move. Just basics, like just stuff us as fans who are not in the film room, we see over time. But then you watch on the court, the players on the team, they're not executing. They're not executing the defensive game plan. It's like, bro, how are you letting this dude get to his strong hand? When we played against the Kings, and this dude Malik Monk was just getting to his hard right every time. When Malik Monk against the Warriors, when he gets to his right, he's literally unstoppable. Like the dude is just unstoppable against the Warriors. But when you force him left, he can't do nothing. He can't do anything. If you force him left, he's either gonna turn the ball up, turn the ball over, or pick up his dribble and pass. Every time. But then you watch the series and you see Malik Monk in that playoff series or in a play-in, and he's getting to his right hand at will. It's like, bro, you know he's gonna, when he's dribbling up top, you know he's gonna come back to his right. It's just like how can we as fans see this, but y'all not locked in on the scouting report. With Pods, it's obvious he's locked in on the scouting report. Like he always executes the game plan. He always funnels players into either the help defense or into their weak hand, and he just executes. He's not the biggest dude. He's not the most athletic dude, but he competes. He's smart. He's fundamentally sound, and he executes. And sometimes that's really all you need to be a key defensive cog in a defense. That's all you need. The Warriors have been a number one defense since the February trade deadline, with 37-year-old Steph at point. And by the way, Steph's a good defender. I'm not putting a slight on Steph. I'm just saying he's 37 years old and he's 6'2". But they're the number one defense since the All-Star break, with Steph at 37 years old at 6'2", and Brandon Podziemski at shooting guard. It's not a coincidence. That's not just all Draymond. Like, the guards have to execute the game plan for them to be the number one defense. We know Steph executes, and Paz executes as well. So that's why he's out there. Yeah, what's up, y'all? Steph is listed day-to-day. That's a super minor hamstring problem. Yeah, I think they're just doing that because they don't want to show their cards to their opponent. He might be listed as day-to-day, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play the next two games. I feel Post is going to blow up sooner or later. Yeah, what I like about Post is he's a fast learner. Like, just look over the course of the regular season how much better Quentin Post got in terms of like defensive positioning, executing the offense, setting screens, all these things. Like he got better at in season. My bad, y'all. I don't know how to make my man. If anybody who has like a Canon R50, bro, slide on my DMs, hit me on email, come holler at me, bro, because I don't know why it does that. I've changed the settings to where it doesn't do like the little power save mode, and it still shuts off after a certain amount of time. Goes into sleep mode. So if it's annoying for y'all, my bad. I changed the settings. It's still doing it. It is what it is, man. So anyways, we're about an hour into the show. If y'all, I appreciate y'all for sticking around. If you haven't already, liked the video. It means a lot to me. I appreciate y'all. How do you feel about Buddy's performance today? Buddy did his thing, man. We just had a segment talking about Buddy. But Buddy did his thing, bro. He was out there. He gave the Warriors exactly what they needed, man. With Steph going out when he did, Buddy had 2 points in the first half, and he had a 22-point second half. He had a 16-point third quarter. He was a monster. So, Buddy eats free in the Bay for life, man. Shout out to Buddy Hield. We're going to need it in game 2 as well, but I'm not going to just pencil him in for another performance like that. Lucky Jelly, what's poppin'? Alex Huth, what's poppin'? Third Eye Gang, I see you, brother. Steve Botch, what's up, bro? T. Paris, what's up, man? San Francisco Hidden Truth, I see you, bro. Adrian P, what's good? Yo, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. I know it's getting late, and I'm actually probably going to call it here unless y'all got any other last-minute questions. Uh, do I like Buddy starting more or Moses? Well, I mean, Buddy starting has paid dividends these past few games. I'm talking about Game 7 and then this game, so I'll just keep starting Buddy. Like the Warriors look like the Warriors are playing great with Buddy out there in the starting lineup right now. So I'll stick with Buddy. Moses has not been playing well. Moses has not been playing good. His shots hasn't fallen. His defense hasn't been great. His decision making has taken a hit, a turn for the worse. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, we just passed the hour mark. I think I'm gonna call it right here. I appreciate y'all for showing love, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Thanks for spending y'all night with me, man. I know y'all have all these other options after the Warriors post game. So I honestly appreciate y'all for spending that time with me, man. I'll holler at you on the next one.